Davion and Leslie and I, we've been tracking these storms. When they go tornado warned, we pop on the air. We've been streaming the whole time. Let's get to it. I'll turn off this weather radio. First of all, Max 1 will show you the tornado warning, how long it goes for until 2:15. There's been a lot of warnings and not a lot of touchdowns, so that is a great thing, and hopefully we can continue this trend. But these storms can ramp up in circulation, and I'll tell you what, Alma is going to have an amazing view of this. So let's go ahead and we'll take a look right at it. And a lot of raindrops that are in the way, which is pretty common and typical for storms that are moving in. Now, Leslie, I want to take that camera. All right, let's see if we can take it and point it to the north just a little bit. So move that camera to the right, just a smidge. And this is looking almost due west. There we go. This will be the portion of the storm that we could look at that will have that potential tornado. So let's continue to watch this, see if we can see any type of base with this thunderstorm. You see flashes, but those are from the high transmission cell towers, as well as some of the radio towers. Those are all flashing lights that aren't a part of it. Sometimes at night you can see that and go, whoa, wait a minute. So definitely some lightning increasing with that storm. We'll look at the circulation, but let's go ahead and we'll put a track on this, let you know where this is headed, and then we'll get into the details and the weeds on this storm. So Alma, you're in the path of this tornado warned storm. It's literally moving overhead right now. So be taking your tornado precautions. Let's get back to Max 2 if we can, and we'll show you the track of this cell. So Leslie's got it on there, just north of Alma. It's moving northeast, and these storms have been moving at varying speeds. Now, Leslie, you just did the track on this. What was the forward speed of this storm?
55 miles per hour on this one.
Moving pretty quick. So they've been moving between 40 to 65 miles per hour. New warning coming out, looks like.
That was a severe thunderstorm warning for Crawford, Madison, and Washington counties.
Now notice we have two weather radios over here. One goes off for all of the warnings, and one just programmed specifically for Washington County. And there hasn't been a lot of warnings that have come out for Washington County, but there's a look at the severe thunderstorm warning as well. So they're all kind of clumped on top of each other. But this is the track of that tornado warning. So keep in mind, sunset in southeastern Washington County going to be possibly impacted here from this cell, and that is the proper track, right? We're continuing moving that northeast if we look at the circulation. Combs at 216, St. Paul, and that's going to be moving northeast, and Witter at 229, Venus 232, and Huntsville. I think that's going to be a little south of Huntsville, but it gives you an idea if it does turn left a little bit at 235, just to give you an idea on the timing of this cell. Now, the tornado warning does not include that area. If we take off the track, and we'll do that here, then you can get to see the storm. Oh, let's go to our Weatherbug Network camera in Alma. Oh man, wow. Look at how strong those winds
really
are.
Picking up.
It really
See the rain curtains clear as day.
Yeah, those are some strong winds right there. So that shows you this storm is really intense. Look at how strong those winds are. Are you recording on that? Let's record on Alma.
I am.
Okay, perfect.
Nice.
Man, that is a strong wind.
Also having to keep in mind with these severe thunderstorm warnings, they're putting it out for wind gusts or wind speeds of up to 60 miles per hour, I should say, and hail just less than a quarter size at about 3/4 of an inch as well.
All right, so Davion's got that storm. We're looking right at it. It's close to the radar, so the circulation's showing up. As we're looking at this, I don't want to lose view of that camera from the Alma area. So I'm going to draw it on the screen here just a little bit on the top right so we get to see those horizontal rain curtains, really strong winds moving right over Alma right now. So that shows you that storm's pretty intense and have strong wind potential along with the circulation. That circulation kind of showing up right now, just barely crossing Highway 71. And that will continue to move northeast, as we said, at 60 miles per hour. So it's pretty fast, right? 50 or 60?
It's moving at 55.
55, so pretty close to 60 miles per hour. Boy, that was some intense winds, though, coming into Alma, right as that line moved in.
It really was.
So that's why you got to be looking at those cameras at all times. Let's take the camera from Alma and point it now to the northeast. Let's see if we can see any type of lowering before this storm gets completely shrouded and wrapped in rain. So there's a look at the pole. Let's see if we can see any type of lowering here. So we're watching this camera. We're pointed northeast as the circulation went right overhead. That kind of gives you an idea. Boy, we've had, what, 4 or 5 tornado warnings in our weather coverage area.
Yep.
And thankfully, these are all have been radar-indicated tornadoes, meaning the circulation's there, the environment's there. Weather Service is not, holding back, and rightfully so, because these storms can produce tornadoes pretty rapidly. There's a look at a lot of lightning. So there's that storm with the circulation that's on it. Let's look at the normalized rotation, because sometimes that will really show up with some of that area of rotation. And there's that prompt in the tornado when we were watching that too. That was very close to Rudy, and that tracked across the area. Let's look at our Kisser FM WeatherBug Network camera now that that's back online. And what we can do, Leslie, if we can, and hopefully that is back online.
It is.
Let's bring it and point it southeast. So you want to look at a southeasterly direction. Let's see if we can see anything with that.
So it is pointing southeast now.
Okay, so we're not shrouded in rain right now. You can see the clouds, the low-level flow really starting to crank up. We're looking off of the distance. We'll see if any type of lowering appears. With these QLCS tornadoes and lines, they're really hard to spot. And typically they're rain wrapped, meaning there's rain all around, and you just basically like wrapping a present. I got to see a lightning strike there. I'll step out of the way in case I'm in the way of anything. But as of now, not looking at anything that we can see visually. But man, those are some strong winds, like we said, coming through Alma.
Yeah, I was just going to add, Dan, in far Washington County and points there you see on Mega Doppler, just broad rotation just right around Durham right now and just to the north of Brentwood.
But that's kind of tight too.
Yeah,
that's starting to tighten up.
There you see the evolution of it, in fact. And yeah, that is starting to tighten up just a little bit.
It is kind of bright. So let's see what we got from our Huntsville camera. And Huntsville is looking, now we're looking in a different direction there. That's the airport in Huntsville. Let's take a look at Huntsville looking south.
Okay.
So
yeah.
we need to take that camera and point it southwest.
So for those who are curious about it, it is looking west, but here we'll be changing it so that it's looking southwest so that we have a better view of that system there. So give me one quick second as it begins to load.
South, isn't it?
It's west right now.
Yeah, might have spun around then.
Looks like there's, oh wait, no, you're looking at Huntsville Middle School right now. I was looking at Huntsville Airport. Huntsville Airport is looking west.
Okay, Huntsville Airport is looking west. Let's take Huntsville Middle School and point it southwest. We should have the water tower kind of in the view, but yeah, let's see if that changes the camera location.
I'm waiting for the application to load in on me.
Okay, no problem. You're good. But this will give us a really good view of this base that's coming in and that circulation. That circulation was tightening up a little bit. Well, there's a bright lightning flash.
So the tornado watch for our Oklahoma counties have been canceled, but continues for northwest Arkansas. Wow, that is.
Shows you some energies moving in. All right, so we've got Josh Rugger that's coming on in along with Jacob Skinner. So they're going to be handing off. We're going to be passing the torch to them as we continue to cover storms. But this is our Huntsville WeatherBug Network camera from the middle school. This is looking off to the southwest because if we go back to the radar here from Mega Doppler, and then we'll continue to track that. So, yeah, it looks like that kind of fell apart again, huh? No, wait, that's the other part of the cell. Let's look at the northern portion of the cell. There it is right there. It's still there.
Still there.
It just comes and goes, ebbs and flows. All night, been ebbing and flowing. Where they circulate, they spin up, and then they don't ever produce QLCS tornadoes. And I honestly think it has a lot to do with just basically how it's not a focus line. It's just kind of a bunch of thunderstorms. They're intense. There's no doubt about that. Severe thunderstorm warnings, some strong winds and stuff.
Looks like they just continued that tornado warning too.
That makes sense. I mean, you can see the circulation right there showing up just to the south of Mountainburg and moving northeastward. So we're continuing to watch that. We got another track on that on Max 2. Leslie, I'll let you take over on that and bring that track up.
Yes, of course. So we have the track up here, and you want to keep in mind lock. For those in lock by 1:58, make sure to get into your safe place, and then Bidville by 2:06 in the morning, 2:07 Gray Spring, and around the recreation area, and then Cass by 2:11. So wanting to keep this into consideration, if you're falling within the polygon, Do notice that these polygons get shorter with time, but that's because we're looking at a QLCS situation, but still wanting nonetheless to make sure that you're getting to your safe space. As a reminder, the storm has been moving at, well, it looks like they said northeast, and then they said it's from 50 to 55 miles per hour. So with the previous tornado warning, it was at 55, but now it's saying a range of 50 to 55 miles per hour. And as we saw from the Alma camera as well, rain curtains to say the least. So there's definitely some gusty winds out there. Even if you're not within the tornado warning, you're definitely going to be feeling some of these gusts here very soon.
Yeah, we've got our iDriver too, so you can see basically 4 cameras from iDrive Arkansas all at the same time. We'll bring that up on, if we can, real quick on Max 1. Here's a look at the live radar. These are all in the river valley, but you can see the amount of lightning strikes that we have with these storms. The good news is, though, the Fort Smith, Van Buren metro area, those storms have moved east of there, so that's it. It's done. The line has come through. You can go to bed. You might hear rumbles of thunder, additional rain. That's called stratiform rain on the back edge. It's just mainly on the leading edge of the line that you have to watch for that tornado potential right before the heavy stuff moves in, or essentially during the heavy stuff. There's a look at that severe thunderstorm and tornado warning. You got the tornado warning that's clipping eastern Crawford County, northwestern Franklin County. We do have a few spotters that are out there. Hayes Nelson's watching everything that's happening. He's just a little bit south of that cell, but, you know, additional spotters that are all across northwest Arkansas. Yes, Davion.
Yeah, I wanted to bring your attention to that cell that we were watching on Mega Doppler over towards Durham. So this is the normalized rotation as well as velocity, and you'll see the evolution of it actually did ramp up a little bit.
Yeah, it did.
Latest scan, and then and then it's not as impressive, but it's still there in broad rotation. So that's definitely a storm that we're going to continue to keep an eye on as well.
I appreciate that, and thanks for letting me know. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw in the middle that Huntsville WeatherBug Network camera. Let's see if we can get any type of view. This is Huntsville. We're looking off to the southwest, and we also have the airport camera, too, that we can look off to the southwest. And Leslie, go ahead and bring that up as well, and we could have a great view of this, because we got the water tower, but we got the airport that's a little bit higher up that has an even better view of that cell that's coming in. There's that area of rotation, and this could, in fact, prompt maybe a new warning if that continues to ramp up. So sometimes, eventually, these storms can do that. What you got?
I did adjust Huntsville Airport as well, and you can see the individual raindrops falling on this camera. Very clear as day.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that lightning there, too.
So we got 2 shots here. Huntsville Middle School, Huntsville Airport. And we got both of those cameras locked and loaded on this system that's coming into southwest Huntsville pretty soon. It might be covering into Wesley and Japton. Let's put let's put some roads on there. You can see you got Highway 62, or Highway 16, excuse me. That's southeast of Durham. And you can also see the city block, too. So that circulation's already passing Highway 16. But we've got other areas. You got Highway 45. South of Wesley, and it truncates the highway, so you can, chime in anytime you want, Davion. There's State Highway 30.
Yep, State Highway 30. You got that right, yep.
Japton, be watching for that.
And this is there it is. Look, the latest velocity scan, it looks like it's starting to tighten back up again.
It is tightening up, yeah.
And again, this is not tornado warned right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do see that. I'll take the streets off for the time being so you can see that it's weak rotation, but it's definitely a tighter couplet than what we just saw moments ago. So it's definitely something to watch, as you said, heading over. It'll probably be just to the northwest of Japton, but none too close to call.
Yeah.
And just due south of Wesley, heading towards Huntsville. So Huntsville we may have a good view of this.
Be watching for that. Yeah. Got some stronger rotation. It's still kind of a little bit of a congealed line. There's no doubt this is going to be rain wrapped. If there is a tornado, it'd be really hard to spot.
Right.
As of now, though, just radar indicated rotation. That's not strong enough to prompt tornado warning, but it could happen. And if it does, it would include the Huntsville area. So heads up on that. I want to just continue on these cameras. Sometimes you can get a view and you just get one shot. You got lightning and then it's gone. So we'll continue to watch that. Be looking at those cameras. In the meantime, Leslie, I know you've got a track on this system just to let people know in case it does get tornado warned. Most dangerous portion of the storm on Max 2. There you can see the Huntsville Airport. That's exactly where the camera is located at. And Alabama, Kavanaugh, and Osage, those are the areas that we're going to be watching pretty close.
Yeah, also letting people know that part of this area is under that severe thunderstorm warning, of course, with wind speeds up to 60 miles per hour. And then for that severe thunderstorm warning as well, they do say that this storm is moving at 45 miles per hour.
Okay, so a little bit less, a little bit weaker. Let's go back to Mega Doppler. I want to take a look at that track here. Yeah. Still broad rotation now, kind of broadening out. Yeah. What about that tornado warning down south? Let's make sure that's not ramping up. I think this is going to expire here pretty soon.
Yeah, I just checked on it right before you came back. It's not looking impressive at all on Mega Doppler. I put the newest
storm track. Yep.
Set to motion. It doesn't look impressive, but nonetheless, it is still a tornado warning.
Still warning. That's why we're on TV, and we'll continue to cover it. But Alesha's got a new track here that she's putting out on Max 2. We'll look at that here. There's a look at the track moving northeast. So St. Paul, if it continues that long, which I highly doubt at this point, unless it really ramps up in intensity, 233, Asher at 237. You got Witter coming in at 245, and just before 250 in Venus. So those are some of the smaller communities that could be impacted by that cell. And again, we got these storms that are just basically moving through. They've been prompting tornado warning potential, but they really haven't touched down or nothing's really developed. And I know we got a lot of people that are wondering when can they go to bed. So we got a new tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning. This is for Franklin County, and this is going to include the Peter Pender area. So something to watch for sure. Here's the very latest on that. As we bring it up, severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible on the leading edge of the line. Radar indicated 60 miles per hour winds, and Wednesday 2:30 in the morning. So like that window, I mean, we had basically midnight to about 3 a.m. or 11 o'clock to 3 a.m. and that's pretty much where that window time frame has been in terms of the most dangerous storms.
Yep, and we knew that NWS/CCSO has reported a rotation near Graphic Road, but no lowering.
Okay. All right, great information here. But take a little sip of water while you guys do a track real fast.
Yeah, go ahead and do so. I'll do a track for that tornado warning. It looks like, I will say, that severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag is very broad, to say the least. It's covering a good majority of the river valley there, especially if you're in Ozark and such. But for those who are in that tornado warning log, keep that in mind by 209, 218 Bidville, 225 Cass, and 231 West Cobb. You guys want to at least be in your safe place during this time to ensure that nothing impacts you in any way, shape, or form. So take cover if you guys are within that polygon. We still want you to be safe, even if rotation is not looking too impressive, because as a reminder, these rotations, and they're very much rain wrapped, seeing rain curtains captured among a good portion of our cameras, letting you know that it's very gusty out there, to say the least. I mean, for example, NWS Tulsa, they said they expanded the severe into Franklin County for those winds. They would guess 60 to 70 miles per hour in that zone is most likely, but they couldn't rule out something higher in very isolated locations. So they're saying it's very windy out there and gusty. You do see that severe thunderstorm warning farther up north that is indicating wind speeds up to 60 miles per hour. And I'll check what the south is showing in terms of winds here in just a little bit. But like you heard, 60 to 70 miles per hour, and it could be somewhat higher in very isolated locations.
Yeah. And Davion's watching that, but go ahead, Davion.
Yeah, I was just going to say the velocity scan in the tornado warning, not still very broad, but I did plot a street. The area, the broad rotation that we're watching is just to the south of Bear Hollow Road.
We're going to check that out. Keep that up, Davion. Real quick, I just want to show where the warnings are right now, the little cluster of storms that are focused right across our central portion of our weather coverage area. Tornado watch is gone for eastern Oklahoma. Does continue until 3 a.m. for these counties shaded in yellow. If we go ahead and we zoom in, you're going to notice that we've got the tornado watch for 4 a.m. for Boone and Newton and Johnson County.
And then they go canceling the
And it
tornado
looks like
warning.
they canceled that tornado warning.
Yes.
So good news there. But let's go down to Mega Doppler, like you were mentioning. We got some cells that are popping up. There's that broad area rotation near Bear Hollow Road, as you mentioned. That's moving out. Let's look at the other circulation that's down to the south. And so, you know, we've had a lot of warnings, a lot of bark, but no bite. Hey, and that's great. If we go through this with a bunch of warnings and not having any type of damage or any type of touchdowns, I know that's not great for the false alarm ratio, but hey, it's better to be safe than sorry, especially with this type of environment. There's that area of circulation that we can watch closely. So as of now, we're 2 o'clock in the morning. We'll continue covering this on TV all the way through because it's early in the morning. You might be wondering what's happening. These storms continue to ramp up at times, become tornado warned. We got a tornado possible tag, and if that circulation continues to increase, we'll let you know about it. So here's a look at our iDrive Arkansas cameras. We got a lot of them. Wow, some really nice lightning. Did you see that one?
Just saw some clear strikes, and I'll pull it up full screen for you guys as I look through some of these cameras. Lincoln just saw some
beautiful anvil crawler, huh?
Clear as day here.
Yeah.
We did see that the rain over in Alma High School did calm down significantly. Saw those rain curtains not too long ago, so I did stop the recording for that in the meantime. Still, nonetheless, impressive lightning shows. Look at Harrison, Gaither Mountain right there. So I'm sure a lot of people are probably waking up and hearing very loud thunder, to say the least.
Let's see. Every time we go to it, it doesn't have anything because it already discharged. But
there you go.
We can catch it on all of them. So let's bring up that WeatherBug Network camera array. And this isn't even all of our cameras, but it gives you an idea where those lightning strikes are. Now we're not going to miss you because we got them all at once. So there's Gaither Mountain, the lightning strike. There's that Huntsville camera that's showing up. And how's that circulation looking? Kind of broad still?
Yeah, still pretty broad, not impressive.
Yeah.
It's just to the south of Huntsville.
Let's look at the Huntsville airport and see if we can see anything.
Whoa.
Yeah, a lot of flashes.
Rain is almost moving sideways, too.
Some low clouds, but that's beyond the storm at Kisser FM.
Yes.
So we're going to go to Huntsville Middle School and see if we can see anything there. Yeah, you can see the cloud. Look at how fast the clouds are moving. Just in the foreground, those clouds are zipping along pretty quickly. That's right along the leading edge, but excuse me. Pretty strong winds. That's a severe thunderstorm warning that does include Huntsville. So you're going to see these winds pick up here shortly. And probably see our camera go down, too, as it gets struck by lightning.
You can just about see the rain currents, too. The rain just drifting in sideways.
Yeah.
Off to the sides of this camera.
I can tell you when I went outside of Fayetteville, outside of our place, the Dixon building, boy, you could see those rain curtains, man. It was a heavy rain. Wonder how much we got. We'll have to look at some of the airport sites here. Can pull that up soon. I bet you that was at least a ½ inch in a short amount of time. It was a downpour.
This on top of what we already saw last week, too.
Yeah, that was that much needed rain that we wanted.
Drought-busting rainfall.
Yeah, a new drought monitor will be coming out. Now, all this stuff today
won't be on there.
Didn't really get calculated, no. But last week, Wednesday and Friday and Saturday, that was on there.
And it fell right where we needed it. Delaware County got a lot of rain with that last week setup. Latest scans of velocity due south of Huntsville, just to the north and east of Japton. It's falling apart as of right now. It doesn't look impressive at all.
Still an impressive line, but just no impressive rotation.
Right.
Working our way south. There's that severe thunderstorm warning that's going for a few more minutes. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning by Ozark. All these storms have kind of prompted up circulations, and then they kind of fell apart. So, and then we work our way south again. And that's it. And that's the end of it. Waldron's got a cell. Look at that little area of rotation right in there to the east side of Waldron. Yep. Never fails. Scott County always has some type of circulation. We'll see what happens with that. Right there. Yeah, it's still pretty weak.
Yep.
But headed towards Harvey, so we'll be watching that on the east side. A little bit of small hail, too.
Hail with it, yep.
And Waldron, we could take our camera pointed east or southeast. Let's see if there's any type of structure. I bet you that's going to have some nice structure.
Yep.
Even though it's just a tiny cell.
You said southeast,
yeah,
correct?
Southeast from Waldron, yep.
Okay. It is facing that way now.
Okay, let's see what we got here from Waldron. Let's see if we can get any type of view of that updraft. Yeah, there you go. There's the lightning. It's like whack-a-mole trying to figure out these circulations that pop up and then dissipate.
And speaking of that area that we just pointed out over towards, I want to call this Cecil?
Yep, Cecil.
Still an area to watch, still pretty broad, but definitely some broad rotation moving northeast over towards Ozark, and that will be along U.S. Highway 64. It'll cross here within the next few minutes.
All right. We were bringing up the camera there from Waldron because we were looking at that. That's the cell, Mulberry, Cecil, yep.
And you see the progression of it.
It's just not super strong.
Not super strong.
But look at this part of this line, too, right there, north of Cecil.
Yep.
That's an area that we'll have to watch.
Right on the warning line.
Yep. That doesn't look major, but it could ramp up. And so we'll watch it and continue to see if it does.
That was that southern piece of that. You see the evolution of that. That was that southern piece just out of the tornado box polygon.
And you can also see maybe a descending reflectivity core. It doesn't look super clear, but maybe one of these storms will produce. I hope it doesn't happen, but I mean, it's been a lot, like I said, a lot of warnings for sure. Yeah, that's something definitely to watch.
Yep. So
okay, guys, it is a little after 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yep. Not looking impressive.
Someone's on a motorcycle on I-49 right now, just chilling.
Just chilling.
Man.
Just driving
Heavy
south,
rain, lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah, on I-drive.
Slow riding.
Pea-sized tail with that storm that we were just talking about, weak circulation. And
Severe thunderstorm warning.
Yep. That'll wake that up. Yep.
And that's for southern Madison County. So that line just is still intense there.
Yeah.
Strong winds.
Definitely had a lot of warnings. Basically clustered all in that area, isn't it?
Yep.
Now, if you get any wind damage, let us know about it.
Yep.
I don't think we have any that we've gotten. Reports have been limited. Of course, it's early in the morning, and a lot of people could be sleeping, and then they wake up and go, oh, a tree's down. So if that happens and you see something like that, let us know. Just go ahead and tell us. You can send us a message on Facebook. You can also, which of course probably will be impossible to get, but you can also send that directly into the Weather Service, so a local storm report. That's always important information that they can use in order to verify some of these warnings. Notice a new severe thunderstorm warning now. As we mentioned, there's that one flashing. It's for the southern portion of the line. So anywhere along that line is at least severe. Huntsville is really starting to get that rain, too.
I will say, Dan, someone reported that Fort Smith Fire Department had a couple of power line down calls from the winds that came through a little bit earlier.
Believe that. Okay, well, there's a report right there. Appreciate that information from Sebastian County Emergency Management, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so again, still tracking that sail over to Cecil, over just to the southwest of Ozark, and that'll be moving along U.S. Highway, let's say 64 once again. Weak rotation, very broad, not impressive at all, but again, still an area to watch. Over just to the north of that, due north of Cecil, another area to watch for some weak rotation and strong winds. That would be moving just to the south of Kaz over near Highway 23. Moving north of that, you just have very strong winds as that balanced regime continues to move past Huntsville. Looks like we just got an extension to one of those severe thunderstorm warnings that I was talking. Yep, that's the one we just covered as that line from Ozark moves over towards Harmony, Yale, further downstream. Yeah, so that's the extension of that severe thunderstorm warning. And then over in Waldron, kind of a little bit of a lone storm about to impact Harvey. Broad rotation, but probably the most standalone storm we have right now.
Yeah.
On our entire coverage area. So that's definitely something to keep in mind and watch as well. So a little noisy. We expected that late night, a little noisy, but thankfully we haven't been seeing any of these touchdowns just go warned and then a little spin up, or at least on velocity, and then it's gone.
Agreed.
Looks like Crawford and Washington County severe thunderstorm warning allowed to expire. Canceled.
All right, I think we can go back to streaming instead of doing television coverage, because I think these storms are on a weakening trend. They're beginning to move closer and closer to out of our weather coverage area. We are covering this, in case you want to know, on social media, on streaming 479 First. We also have it on our KNWA.com live stream, on our weather app, NWA, or your Weather Authority app. We also have it on X and YouTube. So there's a lot of ways that you can keep up with the severe weather if you want to. But I can tell you this, there's a lot of areas that can go to bed. Huntsville, you're done now. The storm's beginning to move out. In fact, you'll still see lightning, you'll still see heavy rain that's coming down, but the bulk of the storm has already begun to push through in terms of those gusty winds. And then behind that, yeah, well, there's a big old cloud-to-ground lightning strike. Like I said, you're still experiencing a lot of lightning and thunder, but that doesn't necessarily mean the tornado potential is there anymore, because that storm has moved east, I think. Take a more detailed look. But yeah, still noisy, definitely a stronger storm. But let's go ahead and we'll watch this. Probably by the time we drop off, there'll be a new tornado warning. And if that happens, we'll break back in. We'll let you know about it. So keep it here with your Weather Authority for the latest severe weather information. And you can keep up with the stream. Just download our Weather Authority app to watch the live stream. Thank you so much, and we'll be on that live stream. And be safe throughout the morning, and have a great rest of your Wednesday.